I get a question a lot on what really motivated me and pushed me to succeed at a higher level in my mortgage business. Obviously, as you go throughout your career, there's different stages of it, right? At first, it's just money. You got to provide, shelter, food. You have to just have the basic necessities in life. From there, you try to build a little bit of extra cushion to where you can feel comfortable and kind of have some safety with your money. After that, it becomes some material things. You want a nicer house, a nicer car. The motivation that's going to push you to the next level changes over time. But I had one really pivotal moment where I kind of really opened my eyes, really looked at hitting a much, much higher goal. When I look back at it now, it actually feels kind of petty and kind of funny, but I thought this might be a good story just to kind of explain, the mindsets that you can go through and how to maybe push yourself to the next level. So it's going to be a little bit long, so bear with me here. Back in 2013, I had been in the business for 20 years, and I had always done an internet lead, telemarketing lead type business. I made the decision that I wanted to pivot and work 100% with realtors, business people, and builders on a buy referral only business, and that was a big shift for me at that point in time. Somebody will have to actually share this with Daniel. I don't think he actually knows this story, but I used him as motivation in this, so I just kind of thought it'd be funny to point out. When we made that transition, Daniel and I worked for the same company. We both pivoted to 100% retail, referral only at the same time. We went to different companies, and I just basically put my nose down and I grinded really, really hard, followed some really, really good coaching advice. And over that next year and a half, I was able to double my income from the best year that I had ever had previously after switching to buy referral only. So I kind of, woke up out of that. I felt really good about myself. I was very proud that I was able to double my income essentially within an 18-month period. But after I kind of gave myself a little bit of kudos, a little bit of congratulations, I kind of took a look around and I looked up and I saw Daniel Saw kicking my butt. At the time, I was envious. I even felt a little bit jealous at the time. And I had basically two choices in my mind. I could let that eat at me. I could be frustrated by that. I could be annoyed by that. I could let it depress me. Or I could make the decision that Daniel wasn't really better than me. He was just either working harder, smarter, had a better plan, and I had to get back to the grind to figure that out. So at that point in time, thankfully, my competitive spirit kicked in. Daniel probably didn't even know that he was my competition at the time. I just had decided that I was going to hunt him down. I was going to use him as motivation and make that extra phone call, make that extra prospecting call to a real estate agent. At the time, I also had a vision board up where I actually put up the house that I wanted to buy, the car I wanted to drive, the watch I wanted to wear. I was using some of those materialistic things as my motivation, but now it makes me laugh, but I actually put this picture up of Daniel Saw on my wall. So every single time that I didn't want to make that other phone call, every single time I didn't want to call one more realtor, go to one more event, I had to look at this face. It made me mad enough that I actually did make the call, make that extra prospecting effort, go out and visit 5 more realtors. And again, now I look back, my motivations have changed. Now I love helping people. I want to teach people how to be successful. It's much more of a pure motivation at this point in time. Back then it was a little bit petty, but it worked. So I basically used Daniel as my motivation for about a 12-month period, and I went from doubling my best year ever to going 5 times my best year ever. So I used that kind of envy, that jealousy to fuel a competitive spirit and really push to that level. Once I got there, it was no longer motivating anymore. I took Daniel's picture off the wall. I started focusing on recruiting LOs, coaching LOs, really getting satisfaction from helping other people. But it's okay to use whatever you've got in front of you as your motivation. So if right now it's how do I make enough money to pay my mortgage, pay my car, put food on the table, cool, use that as motivation. Again, if a fancy car or a bigger house or a lake house is motivation, use that, right? If it's competitive, right? Pick somebody that's outperforming you in your market that you don't feel is significantly better than you. They're just working a better plan right now, and use them as motivation to push yourself outside your comfort level, and then, go after and chase that volume down. And along the way, hire a coach, get good mentors, use whatever is going to fuel you to make that extra call. What we do isn't easy. Pushing from doing $1 million a month to $3 million a month is not an easy transition, but you have to have some motivation. You have to have some factors that will really push you to the higher level. And thanks to Daniel, he always raised the bar. So as I was chasing him, he kept raising the bar up. So the bar that I was chasing just kept going up and up and up. So I actually used him as my motivation to blow past anything that I ever thought was possible. So thanks, Daniel. Hopefully somebody will you'll share this with him and he'll see the video. Probably never knew that you were my motivation, but I did use you as fuel to fight harder, work harder, and do bigger and better things.